Hey, what's up, y'all? This is AJ.
This is Bryce.
And we are Filter, No Filter
Brothers.
And today's topic, we are late with this one, is the Will Smith, Chris Rock segment.
We're late, but we're on time.
Yeah, what we gonna call this?
Slapation.
Slap me, bitch.
Don't you slap me, bitch.
Try me.
Try me. Keep my name out your motherfucking mouth.
How about keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth?
I don't have a wife, so...
Keep your piece's name out your motherfucking mouth.
Depending on what part of the piece. But we got a quick clip of something that's going around right now, so we're going to have one of our background editors do something real quick and fast. Can you hit that play?
Well, Will Smith slapped the shit out of Chris Rock last night. Felt like a cultural reset. Where I come from, ain't the first time somebody got slapped for saying a bad joke. Anyway.
Well, not the first time somebody got slapped for saying a joke.
Everybody is talking about this. I was in the gym, the grocery store, at work. Everybody is talking about it.
Well, this is interesting because, I was flying back and we're behind on our editing our podcast, but we wanted to do this before we let out others. But we did a podcast while we were in Vegas, and the moment we landed, everybody's cell phone went bing, 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 and it was a white gentleman next to me. He was like, Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith. And I'm looking at him like, what? He's like, pull it up. So I pulled it up, and we're in the seat while everybody's getting up, leaving off the plane, watching it. And it was just like shocking to see that this actually occurred. We thought it was a joke.
Yeah, it looked like a skit.
Yeah.
But let's back up a little bit, and let's actually see what Will Smith was upset about.
Well, okay, so we're going to just give our viewpoints. Now, what team are you on? Your team Will or team Chris?
I love Chris right now.
You love Chris right now?
I love Chris right now, yeah.
Okay, so everybody don't hate Chris.
No, I don't hate Chris.
Okay, so I have to say, prior to this, I absolutely love Chris too. Everything about Chris I actually like. I thought he's a genius as far as his comedic style, how he delivered his jokes. I also have to say that I'm a fan of Will Smith. I thought Will Smith was just, in everybody's living room, far as you can watch him on television, and he was a safe actor to watch.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird for some of us who like both of them to pick a side. So let's get some background on it.
So the statement or the joke that Chris Rock actually said was aimed at Will Smith's wife,
Jada
Pinkett Smith, and
the host of Red Table Talk,
who looked beautiful that night.
I think she always looked beautiful.
And with the short haircut, looked beautiful.
Yes.
And so the joke was, hey, Jada, I love you. Looking forward to seeing you in G.I. Jane 2.
Now, she had a green dress on.
And
is
that the military vibe?
She had the military green on.
Yeah, she did. Her hair looked
fabulous.
Beautiful.
Well, the bald head.
But the joke didn't go over well with the audience either.
Not at first,
because the audience. It was pretty silent.
Right. I don't think they made the connection of her having issues with her hair and the joke. I don't think,
because really they actually have a interview with her 3 days before saying that she doesn't have an issue with it.
True.
Now, of course, she is going to have an issue with it because she would like
hair.
And
that's what most women want. That's their crowd.
But the fact that she had an interview saying, hey, I'm going to embrace it, I'm going to bedazzle it, it's me. This is what I have to live with.
And she has a head that can rock a bald head.
Yeah.
There's certain people who don't have a head to rock a bald head. Now, I've been bald for several years, and I'm able to walk around with my bald head in confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I had a little helicopter pad developing, and I didn't want to be, big old circle on the top of my head. So I was like, okay, barber, what's going to do? He said, we're going to go ahead and go bald.
Most men your age do.
Right.
They cut it off.
Right. No, his happened before his age.
Thank you very much.
we have Lowe speaking on the microphone tonight. We're going to put him on mute.
He's back.
He's back in full effect.
So anyway, Jada, the joke went out. Will laughed.
He did laugh.
Some of the audience laughed.
Jada gave him a look.
Jada rolled her eyes at the joke. And then looked at Will.
And gave Will, like, you better fix this.
Right.
Unless I'm going back to...
But she should have been saying, fix my life 10 years ago.
Where was what's her name at in the audience? Because, you know, she probably had a ticket to the Oscars.
Ooh.
Vienna Van Zandt. She should have popped up out of nowhere. Will?
No. They should have got her 10, 15 years ago when that household was out of order.
Okay. Let's talk about that for a moment.
So wait. So Jada did what she did. She rolled her eyes, sucked her teeth, whatever, at Will. And Will felt immediately enraged and walked up on the stage. So Chris Rock was probably thinking, oh, Will's going to come up here
and say
something to me or check me or whatever. But he took his big-ass hands and gave him a bitch slap, because that's what it was. It wasn't even a full hand slap.
It wasn't.
And slapped Chris Rock.
Now, to me, and I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there, it looked like a lover scorned to me. Like he walked up there like
a slap but not a slap?
Like a slap but not a slap.
It's a slap of endearment.
Right.
Well, we need some background information on that. We can't just make that up. So anyway,
we have our own podcast. We can't make that up.
Anyway, the slap happened. Will turned around, sashayed away, and walked off the stage. What did you just say? Sashayed away and walked off the stage. Like, yeah, I did it.
He did walk around with a lot of pride, like he did that shit.
Almost like a windmill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
he should have just with and drop it like it's hot.
And Chris Rock kind of went to the side, his head bobbed to the side.
And his eyes kind of rolled real quick.
And he came quickly with the joke. He was like, Will just slapped the shit out of me.
On national TV?
On national TV. So anyway...
That's a comedian right there.
Yeah, that is a comedian.
That is telling you right
there. Even though you can tell he was shook, he still made fun of... And that's what his job is. His job was to make people laugh. Whether he was on script or not, his job was to make people laugh. But wait, a little bit of history about Chris Rock jokes is that he's done this year after year. He was friends with Jada and Will.
Well... Yes, he was. Their families were all friends together.
And so he's made jokes about them before.
Yes, he has.
So I don't know if that added to some of the anger.
I think it's been a lot of anger since the pandemic when all the stuff started coming out on the Red Table Talk with Jada.
So you think Will was already stressed?
I would be stressed if your wife up here telling your whole entire relationship to millions of people about an entanglement.
Maybe he should have slapped her.
That's when he should have slapped her. He should have slapped her, but then everybody been like, oh, he slapped a woman.
Exactly.
But I thought she had a lot of balls for a woman to sit there and tell her husband across the table that she had an entanglement with someone who's the same age as their child.
But you know what? Wait a minute. I mean, that's their household. So we don't know the intricacies of their household. They could have had an agreement, which is already out there in public, that, they're swingers or whatever. Will can do what he want to do. She can do what she want to do. So if they are living that life, that is right in line with what the expectations were.
But if they're living that life, why would he get mad over a joke?
That's a good question.
So I think...
So maybe they just want people to stop talking about it. But you don't pick and choose when people stop talking about your scandal.
They perceive to be pretty open about a lot of stuff in their life.
Including raising those kids.
Raising those kids in a very unusual way.
Yeah. Non-traditional.
Non-traditional. Both of your kids are, I guess you would say, binary. They don't really...
Non-binary?
Yeah, they don't really define which sexuality they are. They kind of go with the flow.
And where did they get that from?
Well, if you wake up in the middle of the night and see whatever's going on in your bed, in your living room, you're exposed to
You're making an assumption.
Well,
you don't know what's going on.
I'm only going by what the streets are saying.
They probably have a big enough house where Will has his wing and Jada has her wing.
And everybody's in the
middle.
Let
me make an assumption on that. But anyway, so the joke went off. Chris got slapped. Will sits down. Where in the hell was the Academy
security
people? Well, security won.
Well, first of all, if we look at it, they had a smaller audience because they had like little living room sets. They were all sitting on like little sofas and stuff. So it wasn't like your normal audience. So Will had direct access to the stage.
So wait, does that mean you don't have security because it's a smaller audience?
Well, not that. You would not think people dressed up, because when people dress up and go to the club, you usually don't have people fight when you're dressed up. It's when they have their jeans and their gym shoes is when they fight.
How many weddings have you seen where people fight?
At a wedding?
But anyway, where was the security? Where was the, I think they call them the Board of Governors for the Academy?
They were all in the audience.
They were.
Well, most of them.
Yeah, most of them were in the audience. And why couldn't someone protect the host? I mean, that's happened way too much. You got crazy ass Kanye coming up on stage snatching mics. You got
but he wasn't slapping people.
He wasn't slapping people, but still, just the fact that you have a national show, you should have some type of security to be able to monitor.
And he's now banned from
stage.
the Grammys. Kanye's banned from the Grammys for tomorrow.
Well, what you think Will gonna be?
Well, Will has now, as of this Saturday, so he has stepped down from the Academy. Which means he keeps his award as of right now.
He should keep his award because his work speaks for itself.
One doesn't go with the other. Yeah. But he is not able to vote for other actors.
Who cares?
So he can be nominated, but he can't vote. So that's what currently is what's going on.
If that's the best that the Academy Board of Governors can come up with,
then they need to be slapped.
Sorry. Right. They all need to be slapped. But anyway, what Chris Rock deserves a round of applause.
He deserves an Oscar.
That, hand clap over there.
He deserves an Oscar for all that.
This is, Chris Rock, because to get slapped and to not respond, that takes a lot. That's almost like Martin Luther King.
Ooh, just
courage and power like that. You know what I'm saying?
Rosa Parks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, all of those people that crossed the bridge and down there in Tennessee.
He pretty much said, "I will not be moved."
That's what I'm saying. He said, "Let me turn the other cheek."
He turned it. Well, Will made him turn it.
I'm glad he didn't slap the other side.
But if you really look at it carefully, that arm came up a little bit. The arm came up.
He was too busy sashaying away.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I can't believe he walked away like that.
You know what? If he would have caught the right brother,
it would have been a whole nother situation.
He would have got snuck in the back of the head.
It would have been security running to the stage.
But you know what? I think it's a conspiracy theorist here because maybe they had some type of relationship.
What kind of relationship? See, I was thinking that when I first started, because really, what grown ass man is going to go slap? And he didn't really slap. He didn't do a real like I'm a pimp slapping my hoe on the street.
It was a bitch slap. It was like almost a little high school girl.
It was just a bit. It wasn't the whole palm or nothing. It was just like the fingertips.
And he got big hands. He could have made him hearing deaf with that hand.
You know, and then they pulled up the video. They've known each other for a long time.
Right.
And Hollywood is known to be Holly weird.
You talking about like a casting couch, like doing stuff?
Well, you know, when you're among certain people and you're doing certain things, and you know you partaking in drugs and alcohol, things get a little loose.
But you know the Smith swing, so just say it.
Well, yeah, I think
so. He could have swung with Chris Rock.
And maybe,
we making another assumption.
Maybe they had an entanglement at one point,
and he was mad at the joke.
I don't know if he was mad at the joke. Maybe he was mad because he didn't want to be in the entanglement no more.
So wait, Chris has years and years of saying jokes about the Smiths.
He does.
You know, so you can Google those and see those. Maybe, but you know,
and they were good jokes.
This is post COVID, so a lot of people are stressed. You know, not mentally stable right now.
Will just released his book, which released a lot of information. That was a nice book.
But you got the round table, you got the release of your book. You know, he's already going through.
Right.
Your kid is your children are still doing their own thing.
Right.
You know, you're trying to get your house in order.
Try.
Should have been in order a long time ago.
Right.
Don't take the Academy Awards to get your house in order.
When you're living in that lifestyle, it's hard to keep your family grounded when there's so much around them that's not real.
Yeah.
You know, you're in Hollywood, so it's all about smoke and mirrors.
Right.
So I think we're just now starting to see probably the real deal. Far as I personally think that Will Smith may be, and I don't want to really say this, but I think people should want to watch him. A little unstable.
Why? What you think?
You know, when people go through this dramatic fall, and he's having a major fall.
I mean, he still has $350 million.
$350 million does not mean you're stable in the mind.
Well, you know what? He can go buy happiness.
Can you? There's a lot of people with a lot of money who take themselves out.
No, he's been making himself happy all these years.
Well,
doing what he want to do.
Well, maybe he need to go.
Letting his kids do what they want to do. Letting Jada do what she want to do.
So what you saying he want to do? You saying he want to open the door?
He might as well.
Well, step on out
and come on out of what?
The closet.
Okay. we'll see if that happens.
That's not good.
So now we got the Academy Awards. They are going to meet on April 18th to make a decision.
Why does it take that long to make a decision?
Well, they couldn't even get together within 40 minutes, and they're all in the same room.
They could do a Zoom meeting.
They should have had an announcement and say
that announcement should have been made on Tuesday.
All Board of Governors, please come to the back.
They should have done that
right after the slap, so
yes.
they can make a conscious decision on what happened. Because to me, he earned the award. I get that. He should have never been up on stage again.
Now, what I don't like is when he accepted the Oscar, which rightfully he deserved it for his performance in King Richard. That was an excellent movie. He did an excellent performance. Now, a lot of people say he should have won it for playing Ali, which I also agree.
Or Concussion, because he was
Will Smith's an excellent actor.
He is.
So we're not taking that away from his talent. But I believe when he made that acceptance speech, he should have apologized right then and there to Chris Rock.
But he was still mad. He was still.
It doesn't make a difference being still mad. You apologized to the Academy. You didn't slap the Academy. You slapped another brother. I think just from that standpoint, that's where you lost a lot of points for me when you totally disregard who you slapped in your apology. Because he could have acknowledged Chris Rock.
That's because they have history. So he didn't think it was that bad.
What you got to say, Tony?
No, he totally disrespected this brother. He walked up on the stage and smacked him like he was a bitch, for one. Mm-hmm. And that's 3 things you don't do to black people. Black men, period. You don't like calling them niggas in front of people.
I mean, anybody.
You don't like spit. You don't like nobody spitting on you. And smacking you somebody, that is so disrespectful.
Yeah. But not only that, it's even deeper than that. We just went through the confirmation hearings for Brown Jackson, right? And she sat for a week or more, listening to people degrade her, question her credentials, and she sat there with poise and just the
dignity and respect.
Exactly.
I mean, I can't imagine being in the position where you're being interviewed. Supposedly, it's the interview process, but you're being interviewed by people who are less qualified than you,
right?
And they're asking you silly questions.
But so anyway, she handled it well,
right?
And that should be a lesson for all people to be able to handle situations where they expect you to act a certain way.
Yes,
so people expected Chris Rock to really act a fool,
right?
And luckily, or thank God, he did not act a fool. Now, if it was me, they would have had to go to commercial break. They would have had to redo the set. They would have been calling security. Jada's dress would have been ruined. The whole tape, because she was the cause of it, so she would have got some too. The table would have been turned over. They would have been. They would have still been pulling me off of Will Smith. Yeah. So anyway, just glad it wasn't me.
So you're saying you would have just really reacted real quickly?
Oh, yeah. I would have slapped him back.
I think my mouth would have reacted quick like Chris Rock. I think his mouth did it. Because my mouth's pretty quick. Now, afterwards, oh, yeah. At the party? Oh, it would have been on the cracking.
Well,
forget what Puffy said. We would have found you. Me and all my Rock brothers.
Wait a minute. That was great save.
Would have found you.
You saw the clip of Tony Rock.
Oh, he went in.
I
applaud him for that. Can I get some applause for that?
Yeah. So he was saying if it was him, because he got less to lose. But Will got a lot to lose. And it didn't matter. So that's what makes me think that he's mentally unstable.
That's what I keep saying. You have to watch. I'm telling everybody who's listening, we need to pray and watch Will Smith. He is under a lot of pressure, and we don't know what people will do when they're under that much pressure.
Well, wait a minute. He travels with a photographer, a dresser, a publicist. Maybe he should put a counselor on his staff.
Somebody call somebody, because I'm telling you, it doesn't seem right. Something's not right in that house. And that's... I think he's too smart of an individual to do that without something else not clicking right with him. Something's not clicking.
Well, let me tell you what the tragedy is here. The tragedy is that when you are a actor or a person of prominence, a lot of people are looking up to you, right, wrong, or indifferent. You have to accept that responsibility when you are a athlete or an actor or actress. And so now you have kids,
walking around saying,
people looking at this,
like Will Smith.
Exactly. And it just sends it's just bad all the way around for African Americans. But the light at the end of the tunnel was that Chris Rock stood his ground. He turned the other cheek.
Now, I want to know, because they just announced the week before that he was doing a movie with Michael B. Jordan. They were doing part 2 of, I forget the name of the movie.
This is the Rocky,
I Am Hero or something.
It's the part 3 of it, I think it is.
Whatever it is.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend 2.
Okay.
And he was going to play his son some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if that movie's going to get the red light now.
Yeah, if people are going to pull
Because
some
I
of the
think some
sponsorship
people may
and stuff.
pull
Universal
away.
and Netflix already has.
They have pulled it? Okay. So I think a lot of that, like a lot of his sponsorships and stuff, may be pulled. So, we're in the culture of canceling someone immediately.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
And people are and when it first came out, I was surprised to see how many women were supporting Will Smith. Like, he needed to do that. He protected his wife, and I'm like looking like, no, that's not right.
There was no.
And those are all single women who don't even know who their baby daddy is.
There was no reference to her medical condition, her hair looking bad. That's what comedians do.
Right.
If you look at any show, you look at Amy Schumer, who was there. You look at who else was there co-hosting.
Well, wait a minute. What's funny is when they did the opening, when I can't think of the name of the one who was hosting, because it was 3 hosts and I can't remember their names.
Great.
She actually was calling people names out for the single people, and she actually said Will Smith. Then she said it's okay because Jada already gave us approval that you can come back with us. So that was already a
That's
joke
what I'm
because
saying.
of her entanglement. Now, was she been smacked
Right.
by Jada?
So maybe that's what was feeding into Will. He was already dissed.
I think it goes back to that. You were
just a lot of
totally
stress.
embarrassed. I mean, everybody was talking about that.
Yeah.
The entanglement thing. So that's a lot of pressure for you as a black man. And your wife's bold enough to say it like that. Like, I didn't have an affair. She renamed it.
Right. Don't make Jada look like the innocent one.
No, she's definitely
clearly
not the
is
innocent.
not.
No, she's not the innocent one.
She could roll her eyes, and he should have sat right there in that chair.
Right.
Based on her previous.
And they probably would have had another $250 million coming to the bank.
Exactly.
But now that bank account is probably decreasing.
But wait, Chris Rock did not prosecute. He probably will not sue. Because I would have sued. I would have got some of that $350 million.
Is that how much he's worth?
$350 million is net worth.
Is Will Smith.
How
much is Jada worth?
Ooh, I didn't check.
Because I would take her money.
Well, she was a bystander. She didn't get.
She ain't no bystander. She started it.
Have they sold Westbrook yet?
They sold. The new Fresh Prince.
Mm-hmm.
They sold part of that to another company.
Was it Disney they sold it to, or something?
I don't remember what company they sold it to, but they did sell it.
Okay.
So I have not watched the new Fresh Prince. So, and I don't think now I will.
I don't care for Will Smith after what happened, but I did watch the new Bel Air, and it's really good.
Well,
but I feel bad now. But
you feel bad for watching it?
I watched the whole thing yesterday.
Oh, is the season over?
Wait a minute. So Jada's net worth is about $50 million. That's it.
Well,
she wasn't rich when she married him. She didn't have a lot of money.
I mean, I'm shocked if it's $50 million. She probably just got that in the last 2 years from her Table Talk.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, none of her movies were really. Well, she was in Matrix. She has Matrix money.
Yeah.
But other than that,
You mean Set It Off wasn't banging?
She probably got,
Set It Off was banging, but I don't think they got a lot of
she
money.
She wasn't an A star. That went to Queen Latifah and Jennifer A. Fox.
Yeah.
She was like fourth in line probably for that check. So, I just don't like the fact that she can sit back and and then they right after that they did a photo shooting after that when he won the Oscar.
They partied.
And all of them had new outfits on.
They partied.
Yeah. The whole family was there.
To them, it wasn't nothing. He cried. He got off stage, and they went to a party. But anyway, it's just a tragedy. It's unfortunate, for us as African Americans to be seen in that light.
Black men.
Exactly.
Because that's what they expect.
So let's see what the 18th brings. Y'all, this is AJ.
This is Bryce.
And we are Filter. No Filter Brothers.
Hey everyone, this is Bryce from Filter No Filter Brothers with some information. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain the details. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need in one spot to make a podcast. Download the free Anchor app and go to anchor.fm to get started.
What's up, y'all? This is AJ.
This is Bryce.
And we are
Filter No Filter Brothers.
You can find us on multiple platforms, including YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.
Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And our email is filternofilterbrothers@gmail.com.
Our new phone number is 513-453-7733. Check us out.